Welcome to the Indian Food Explained podcast by Cook Like an Auntie. You don't have to be an auntie to make delicious Indian food. Now here's your host, Gopi Vajravelu.
Rasam is a soup-like dish from South India. It's also known as Saru in Kannada, Charu in Telugu, and Saar in Marathi. The dish is most commonly found in Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and Maharashtra. Rasam translates to essence, referring to the broth used in the dish. It's usually a side dish with rice. Usually the eater will drink the remaining soup when the rice is finished. In my childhood, I remember many uncles slurping up the rasam from their plates before finishing their meal. It's commonly made from tamarind stock, but any tart base can be substituted. For instance, kokum, an Indian fruit, amchur, dried mango powder, tomato, or even buttermilk can be used in place of tamarind to prepare the stock. Dal is optional. If dal is used, split mung or tur dal are the most common varieties, and they're used in small amounts. Much less dal will be used compared to the proportions of dal in other South Indian dishes such as sambar. Common spices and ingredients include garlic, onion, shallot, lemon, coriander, cumin, black pepper, mustard seeds, chili powder, asafoetida, turmeric, and jaggery, although different families will use different combinations of these ingredients. Rasam is always served steaming hot, and it's very refreshing because of the tart stock. In the West, we would say that it quenches thirst and hunger. Rasam is believed to have originated near Madurai in Tamil Nadu around the 16th century CE. From there it spread west to modern-day Kerala and north to Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and other parts of the Indian subcontinent. There are at least 200 varieties of rasam. Some of the most popular varieties are tomato rasam, lemon rasam, pepper rasam, garlic rasam, parapa rasam, which is made from tur dal, and jeera rasam, which is spiced with cumin. Indian chef Cyrus Dodiwala says that the ingredients of rasam are generally considered to be good for digestion. Cook Like an Auntie makes no specific claims to the health benefits of rasam, despite the common belief among aunties that rasam is beneficial for health. This belief among aunties makes sense given the number of healthy Ayurvedic ingredients in rasam. Turmeric, red chili powder, asafoetida, garlic, and onion have many health benefits in Ayurvedic medicine. A paper from the National Institutes of Health says these ingredients have anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, anti-diabetic, and cholesterol-lowering activities. Many Indian researchers have studied the health benefits of rasam. A study by UV Money et al. Claims that a daily diet including rasam may help control diabetes. In the chemistry of spices, Champakam Parasarathi says that rasam is considered an effective home remedy for colds. This point is most familiar to American-born desis. Whether true or not, rasam curing a cold is common folklore for South Indian aunties. My South Indian mother would always serve me rasam when I was sick as a kid. In the US, we often say that chicken soup helps alleviate colds. Rasam is a South Indian auntie's chicken soup in this regard. As a result, many second-generation South Indian Americans consider rasam one of their comfort foods. In addition, there have been studies about rasam's benefits in many areas such as treatment of anemia, increasing lactation for nursing mothers, and use as a laxative. These benefits are not as commonly accepted by aunties compared to the cold remedy beliefs. Getting back to the actual eating of rasam, it's usually a dish in a traditional South Indian thali. A thali is a type of South Indian meal, common across all parts of India, where several dishes are served together, usually in smaller portions. After one round of dishes are eaten, another round of different dishes may be served. To compare it to Western cuisine, it's sort of like a multi-course tapas meal. Thalis are usually fancier meals saved for ceremonies and special occasions, although there are many restaurants that will serve thalis every day. In a traditional South Indian thali, rasam is a lighter addition to the meal. It's preceded by a course of sambar and followed by a course of curd rice. It's generally served in the middle or toward the end of the meal. This placement makes sense given the popular belief in its health benefits. Rasam is used to aid digestion and cleanse the palate from the heavier dishes that preceded it, such as vada, uplam, poriyal, and parapa. No podcast about rasam would be complete without a general recipe. Recipes are best taught through video or text, so I have a full video recipe on my YouTube channel called Cook Like an Auntie, where you will learn how Indian aunties make rasam in the US. I also have digital and printable recipes available on my website, cooklikeanauntie.com. Links in the show notes. But I'll try my best to describe how rasam is made over audio. Consider this like an auntie explaining a recipe to you over the phone, how I had to learn when I started cooking. As my mom would say, I will give you easy way. To make a general tomato rasam, start by blending 1 large tomato and 2 cloves of garlic with 1 1/4 cups of water. You want it to reach a water-like consistency. Then heat a saucepan over medium heat for the tarka, which is an infusion of vegetable oil with the flavors of mustard seeds, asafoetida, and curry leaves. Lower the heat, followed by adding the tomato garlic blend to the saucepan. Spice the stock with turmeric, salt, ground cumin, and ground black pepper. You'll want to let it simmer for 10 minutes to cook out the raw tomato and garlic flavors. Finally, you can add a few drops of lemon juice if you like a sour rasam. Serve your rasam piping hot with a little bit of rice. As said before, there are many varieties of rasam, so you can add a bit of tur dal, tamarind, jaggery, coriander, or chili powder, depending on what flavors you like. If you want to see a more detailed recipe, check out the recipe on the Cook Like an Auntie YouTube channel or from the cooklikeanauntie.com website. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Indian Food Explained podcast by Cook Like an Auntie. Please subscribe to this podcast and visit cooklikeanauntie.com to find recipes and videos related to this episode. You don't have to be an auntie to make delicious Indian food. Thanks for listening and see you next time.